Number 1. This 1940 Ford two-door coupe, currently listed at $34,000 in Manassas, Virginia, is a classic pro street build that combines the timeless appeal of one of Ford's most iconic body styles with big block power, magazine-featured history, and the unmistakable attitude of a traditional American street machine. Among hot rod enthusiasts, the 1940 Ford coupe is often considered one of the most desirable classic Ford designs ever produced. Its flowing fenders, distinctive grille, and perfectly balanced proportions have made it a favorite among custom builders for generations. Decades after production ended, the 1940 coupe remains one of the most recognized and respected platforms in the hot rod world. This particular example takes that legendary foundation and transforms it into a full-fledged pro street machine. Unlike a factory restoration that focuses on originality, a pro street build emphasizes performance, aggressive styling, and custom engineering while maintaining the recognizable appearance of the original vehicle. One of the most important details in the listing is that the car retains its all-steel body. Many custom builds utilize fiberglass replacement panels or complete fiberglass bodies, but an original steel-bodied 1940 Ford is often viewed as more desirable among collectors and enthusiasts. Steel construction preserves authenticity while adding to the vehicle's long-term appeal. Finished in a bright yellow exterior, this Ford makes an immediate statement. The vibrant color highlights the coupe's famous body lines and gives the car a commanding presence whether parked at a show or cruising down the highway. The contrast between the yellow paint and blue interior creates a distinctive visual combination that ensures this car will not be mistaken for anything ordinary. Under the hood sits a Chevrolet 454 big block V8 engine, one of the most legendary power plants in American performance history. Known for producing massive torque and impressive horsepower, the 454 has powered countless muscle cars, drag cars, and hot rods over the decades. In a lightweight 1940 Ford coupe, this engine provides the kind of performance that transforms a vintage automobile into a serious street machine. Backing the big block is an automatic transmission designed to handle the engine's power while providing smooth and consistent operation. This combination allows the car to remain enjoyable and manageable for street driving while still delivering the thrilling acceleration that enthusiasts expect from a pro street build. The chassis upgrades are equally impressive. The car features a Ford 9-inch rear axle, widely regarded as one of the strongest and most reliable rear-end assemblies ever produced. For decades, the Ford 9-inch has been the preferred choice for high-horsepower applications due to its durability and ability to handle significant torque loads. To accommodate the performance-oriented setup, the car has been tubbed. Tubbed rear wheel wells are a signature feature of pro street vehicles, allowing for much wider rear tires and improved traction. This modification gives the car a more aggressive stance, while also helping transfer the engine's power more effectively to the pavement. At the front, a Mustang 2 suspension system has been installed. This popular upgrade dramatically improves steering response, ride quality, and handling characteristics compared to the original suspension design. It is one of the most respected front-end conversions in the custom car community and contributes significantly to the vehicle's drivability. The seller notes that the car has received brand new tires all the way around, providing added confidence for the next owner. Fresh tires are an important detail on any classic vehicle, especially one built to deliver substantial power and performance. Comfort has also been addressed through the addition of air conditioning, which is reported to blow cold. This is a highly desirable feature in a custom hot rod, making the vehicle much more enjoyable during warm weather cruising and long-distance drives. One of the most fascinating aspects of this Ford is its documented history. According to the seller, the car was featured in Hot Rod magazine in 1991, one of the most respected publications in the performance automotive world. Having a magazine feature adds a layer of credibility and historical significance that many custom cars simply do not possess. Even more appealing, the original magazine reportedly accompanies the vehicle, providing tangible documentation of its place within hot rodding culture. The restoration itself dates back to the early 1990s an era widely considered one of the golden ages of pro street building. During that time, builders focused on combining massive engines, aggressive stances, and show-quality finishes to create vehicles that were both visually dramatic and mechanically impressive. This Ford appears to embody that philosophy perfectly. For enthusiasts, owning a car like this means more than owning a classic Ford. It means owning a piece of American hot rod history. The combination of an all-steel body, big block power, tubbed rear end, Mustang 2 suspension, modern comfort features, and documented magazine exposure creates a package that is increasingly difficult to find. Whether displayed at a local cruise night, featured at a major car show, or driven on open roads, this 1940 Ford commands attention. Its appearance reflects the creativity and passion that have defined American hot rodding culture for generations. In the end, this 1944 two-door coupe is far more than just a restored classic. It is a magazine-featured pro street icon that successfully blends legendary Ford styling with serious performance upgrades, creating a machine that celebrates both the history and the spirit of American hot rodding. Number 2. This 1937 Chevrolet Master Deluxe, currently listed at $40,000 and located in Sandusky, Michigan, is a beautifully executed all-steel street rod that combines classic pre-war Chevrolet styling with modern performance upgrades, comfort features, and the kind of craftsmanship that makes it equally at home on the highway or at a weekend car show. The 1937 Master Deluxe is one of Chevrolet's most recognizable pre-war designs. Its sweeping fenders, streamlined body lines, and distinctive grille capture the elegance of late 1930s automotive styling. For decades, these cars have been popular among custom builders because they offer a perfect balance of vintage character and hot rod potential. This particular example embraces that tradition while adding a long list of thoughtful modifications that transform it into a true modern cruiser. Finished in a striking metallic black cherry and silver paint scheme, the car immediately commands attention. Depending on the lighting, the paint can reveal different shades and reflections, giving the body a deep, sophisticated appearance. Combined with the coupe's flowing lines and lowered stance, the finish creates a show-quality presence that stands out without being overly flashy. One of the most significant features of this build is its chopped top. Chopping the roof is one of the most iconic modifications in hot rod culture, lowering the vehicle's profile and creating a sleeker, more aggressive appearance. On a 1937 Chevrolet, the modification enhances the already streamlined design and gives the car a distinctive custom look that separates it from stock examples. Under the hood sits a Chevrolet 350 cubic inch V8 paired with a turbo 350 automatic transmission. This combination has become legendary in the street rod world because of its reliability, simplicity, and excellent performance potential. The small block Chevrolet engine provides strong acceleration and easy maintenance, while the turbo 350 transmission offers smooth shifting and proven durability. Supporting the upgraded drivetrain is a box frame and a Mustang 2 front suspension system. Boxing the frame significantly increases structural rigidity, improving both handling and overall chassis strength. Meanwhile, the Mustang 2 suspension upgrade is one of the most respected modifications in hot rodding, offering improved ride quality, more precise steering response, and better road manners than the original suspension design. Comfort has clearly been a priority in this build as well. The inclusion of both air conditioning and heat means the car can be enjoyed throughout much of the year regardless of weather conditions. Unlike many older street rods that sacrifice comfort for appearance, this Chevrolet was built with real-world usability in mind. Inside, the super clean black cloth interior provides a refined and comfortable environment. The cabin balances classic styling with practical modern touches, creating a space that feels welcoming without losing the vehicle's vintage identity. A quality stereo system has also been installed, adding modern entertainment while maintaining the overall cruising focus of the car. The seller notes that the vehicle was originally built in California, a detail many enthusiasts appreciate. California-built hot rods often benefit from dry climate origins, reducing the likelihood of rust issues and contributing to the preservation of original sheet metal. This Chevrolet retains all-steel fenders and running boards, further enhancing its authenticity and appeal among collectors. Recently fitted with new Blackwell tires, the car presents a clean and traditional appearance. The Blackwell look complements the dark paint scheme and reinforces the classic hot rod aesthetic without relying on flashy wheel or tire combinations. With approximately 14,800 miles reported, this Chevrolet appears to have been enjoyed but not excessively used since its build was completed. That mileage suggests a car that has proven itself on the road while still maintaining excellent overall condition. Perhaps one of the most appealing aspects of this listing is the seller's description of the car as a turnkey cruiser. In the world of classic cars, that phrase carries significant weight. It means the next owner can focus on driving and enjoying the vehicle rather than spending months or years completing unfinished work. At an asking price of $40,000, this 1937 Chevrolet Master Deluxe occupies a desirable position in the street rod market. It offers a combination of all-steel construction, quality mechanical upgrades, modern comfort features, and striking custom styling that would be difficult to replicate today without a substantial investment. For enthusiasts seeking a classic pre-war Chevrolet that delivers reliable V8 performance, comfortable cruising, and undeniable visual impact, this Master Deluxe represents an outstanding opportunity. It captures the spirit of traditional American hot rodding while offering the drivability and convenience needed to enjoy the car on modern roads. More than just a custom build, this Chevrolet is a carefully crafted street rod that honors the past while embracing the best elements of modern performance and comfort. It is the kind of car that turns heads at every stoplight, sparks conversations wherever it goes, and reminds people why classic American hot rods continue to hold such a special place in automotive culture. Number 3. This 1938 Chevrolet Classic Coupe, currently listed at $23,500, is located in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Some classic cars are preserved to showcase history exactly as it was. Others are transformed into something entirely different, blending vintage styling with modern performance. This 1938 Chevrolet Coupe falls firmly into the second category, representing the spirit of American hot rodding at its finest. At first glance, the car immediately captures attention with its vibrant orange exterior. The bold color choice highlights the elegant curves and distinctive pre-war body lines that made late 1930s Chevrolet coupes so popular among custom builders. Even parked, the car projects an unmistakable personality that demands attention. The 1938 Chevrolet Coupe has long been a favorite platform in the hot rod community. Its compact proportions, flowing fenders, and timeless design make it an ideal foundation for performance-oriented builds. Over the decades, enthusiasts have transformed countless examples into street machines, and this particular coupe continues that tradition. Under the hood sits one of the vehicle's most impressive features, a new GM ZZ4 350 cubic inch crate engine. For hot rod enthusiasts, the ZZ4 name carries significant respect. This engine was designed to provide reliable street performance while maintaining everyday drivability, making it a popular choice for custom builds across the country. According to the seller, the engine produces approximately 420 horsepower. That level of power dramatically changes the character of a vehicle originally designed in the late 1930s. What began life as a modest coupe has evolved into a serious performance machine capable of delivering strong acceleration and an exciting driving experience. Backing the engine is an automatic transmission, creating a combination that balances power with ease of operation. Rather than requiring constant shifting, the automatic setup allows the driver to focus on enjoying the road while still benefiting from the engine's impressive performance potential. The drivetrain also includes a 10-bolt Posey rear end. This type of differential is highly regarded in the performance world because it helps distribute power more effectively to the rear wheels, improving traction during acceleration and enhancing overall driving confidence. One of the most important modifications on this vehicle is the Nova front frame conversion. This upgrade is commonly used in hot rod builds because it significantly improves steering, suspension geometry, and ride quality compared to the original late 1930s chassis design. The result is a classic car that feels more stable and predictable on modern roads. The seller also notes that all gauges are functional, an often overlooked detail that can make a major difference in the ownership experience. Properly functioning instrumentation helps preserve the vintage feel of the vehicle while providing important information about engine and vehicle operation. Tinted glass adds another subtle modern touch, helping improve comfort during sunny weather while contributing to the car's custom appearance. These small upgrades combine to create a vehicle that remains true to its hot rod identity while offering greater usability. With approximately 35,733 miles showing and a clean Pennsylvania title, the car appears to be a completed and roadworthy build rather than an unfinished project. The seller specifically states that it runs and drives, making it attractive to enthusiasts who want to enjoy a classic immediately rather than spend years completing a restoration. Imagine arriving at a local cruise night in this Chevrolet. The bright orange paint catches attention from across the parking lot. The rumble of the ZZ4 V8 announces its presence long before the hood is opened. Once people see the combination of pre-war styling and modern horsepower, conversations naturally begin. What makes hot rods like this special is their ability to bridge different eras of automotive culture. The body represents the craftsmanship and styling of the 1930s, while the drivetrain and chassis upgrades bring decades of performance development into one package. At $23,500 with the ZZ4 engine included, or $20,500 without the engine, this 1938 Chevrolet coupe offers flexibility for buyers with different plans and budgets. Whether left as is or further personalized, it already possesses the ingredients that make a memorable street rod. This is not simply a restored Chevrolet from 1938. It is a classic American hot rod that combines timeless design, modern V8 power, and decades of enthusiast-driven innovation into one head-turning package. Number 4. This 1937 Ford Coupe Hot Rod, currently listed at $30,000, is located in Racine, Wisconsin. SME classic cars are restored to look exactly as they did when they left the factory. Others are transformed into something entirely different, machines built to capture the rebellious spirit of hot rodding. This 1937 Ford Coupe falls firmly into the second category. From the moment you see it, you know this isn't an ordinary vintage Ford. Finished in a striking fuchsia magenta paint color, this coupe refuses to blend into the background. While many hot rods are painted black, red, or silver, this bold color choice ensures the car stands out at every cruise night, car show, or weekend gathering. It's the kind of color that sparks conversations before the engine even starts. The 1937 Ford is already considered one of the most attractive pre-war American designs ever produced. The flowing front fenders, rounded grille, sloping roofline, and compact coupe proportions created a timeless shape that hot rodders have admired for generations. Even today, the 37 Ford remains one of the most desirable platforms for custom builds. According to the seller, this coupe is powered by a Chevrolet 350 V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission. Few engine combinations have become as legendary in the hot rod world as the small block Chevy 350. Known for reliability, simplicity, and strong performance, the 350 has powered countless street rods, muscle cars, and custom builds over the decades. The seller describes the car as having lots of power, which is exactly what enthusiasts expect from a lightweight hot rod equipped with a V8. The combination of classic styling and modernized power creates an experience that blends vintage appearance with far more usable performance than many original pre-war vehicles could ever offer. Backing the drivetrain is a Ford 9-inch rear end, one of the most respected rear axle assemblies in automotive history. Known for strength and durability, the Ford 9-inch has been a favorite among racers and hot rod builders for decades because of its ability to handle substantial horsepower while remaining reliable. This particular Ford Coupe Hot Rod, 1937 Ford Coupe, reportedly has around 23,400 miles and has had only 2 owners. The seller also notes that only about 1,000 miles have been added during the last 2 years of ownership, suggesting the vehicle has been carefully preserved and selectively enjoyed. One of the most appealing aspects of this listing is the seller's emphasis on condition. The car is described as being in excellent condition, garage-stored, rust-free, and ready to drive. For a vehicle approaching 90 years old, those qualities are especially important. The paint itself is enamel and reportedly presents very well. Combined with the unique magenta finish, it gives the car a custom appearance that perfectly reflects traditional hot rod culture. Unlike modern production vehicles, hot rods are often built to express individuality, and this Ford certainly accomplishes that goal. The seller describes the car as riding like a dream, which is high praise for a traditional hot rod. Many custom builds prioritize appearance over comfort, but finding one that is enjoyable to drive makes ownership much more rewarding. Interestingly, the seller is very clear that this is a true hot rod. It does not have air conditioning, and it does not have power steering. Those omissions are not necessarily drawbacks for enthusiasts. They are part of the authentic hot rod experience. Driving a car like this is meant to feel raw, mechanical, and connected. The car does feature disc brakes, however, which provide improved stopping performance compared to the original braking systems available in the late 1930s. That upgrade makes the vehicle more practical and confidence-inspiring on modern roads. Imagine pulling into a local car show on a summer evening. The magenta paint glows under the setting sun. The polished details catch the light, and the unmistakable shape of the 1937 Ford immediately attracts attention. As people gather around to admire the coupe, the small block V8 idles with that classic hot rod soundtrack that never goes out of style. Then comes the best part, getting behind the wheel. There's no touch screen, no driving modes, and no electronic filters between you and the road. Just a powerful V8, a classic steering wheel, and a direct connection to one of the most influential eras in American automotive culture. At an asking price of $30,000, this Ford offers an opportunity to own a finished hot rod that appears ready to enjoy immediately. Building a custom coupe from the ground up today can easily exceed that figure before the project is even completed, making an already finished example particularly attractive. In the end, this 1937 Ford Coupe hot rod is much more than an old car with a V8 swap. It's a rolling piece of hot rod history, combining pre-war Ford styling with proven American performance. Whether displayed at car shows, driven on weekend cruises, or simply admired in the garage, this coupe represents the creativity, individuality, and freedom that have defined hot rod culture for generations. Number 5. This 1948 Packard 8, mistakenly listed as a Cadillac Deluxe 8, is currently offered at $5,500 and is located in Hesperia, Michigan. Every so often, a listing appears that reminds enthusiasts why the classic car hobby is about more than horsepower and shiny paint. This 1948 Packard 8 is one of those cars. It is not a trailer queen, a six-figure auction car, or a freshly restored showpiece. Instead, it is something many collectors appreciate even more, a genuine survivor that has managed to retain its original character through nearly 8 decades of history. The seller immediately clarifies that this is not actually a Cadillac. Rather, it is a 1948 Packard, one of the most prestigious American luxury automobiles of its era. During the 1940s, Packard was considered one of the finest automobile manufacturers in the United States, competing with luxury brands that emphasize craftsmanship, engineering, and refinement above all else. Finished in brown with a matching brown interior, this Packard carries the elegant styling that made the brand famous. The long hood, flowing fenders, substantial chrome trim, and commanding presence all reflect a time when luxury cars were built to make a statement without relying on flashy gimmicks or aggressive styling. One of the most significant features of this vehicle is its original inline-8 engine. Packard straight-8 engines earned a reputation for smooth operation and durability, becoming one of the company's defining engineering achievements. Even by modern standards, these engines are admired for their refinement and mechanical simplicity. Adding to the appeal is the 3-speed manual transmission mounted on the steering column. commonly known as a three on the tree. This setup was a staple of American motoring during the era and offers an authentic driving experience that transports drivers back to the late 1940s. The car is also equipped with factory overdrive, a highly desirable feature for vintage touring. In its day, overdrive allowed more relaxed highway cruising by reducing engine speed at higher road velocities. Today, it remains a valuable and sought-after option among collectors who enjoy driving their classics rather than simply displaying them. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of this Packard is its originality. According to the seller, the vehicle remains completely original and unrestored. In the collector car world, originality is becoming increasingly rare. Many classic vehicles have undergone extensive modifications or restorations over the years, making untouched survivors like this especially appealing to enthusiasts who appreciate authenticity. The seller describes the car as very solid and notes that it runs and drives. Even more impressively, the Packard reportedly started right up after sitting through an entire winter. For a vehicle approaching 80 years of age, that speaks volumes about the durability of its engineering and the care it has received over the years. The interior is honestly described as less than perfect. The seller mentions simply placing blankets over the seats and enjoying family drives rather than worrying about cosmetic flaws. That detail actually paints a vivid picture of what this car represents. It is not a museum piece hidden away from the world. It is a classic that continues to be used, enjoyed, and appreciated exactly as vintage automobiles were meant to be. With approximately 50,000 miles showing, the Packard appears to have lived a relatively gentle life. While mileage on vehicles of this age can be difficult to verify, the emphasis here is clearly on condition, originality, and usability rather than odometer readings. Driving a car like this is about experiencing a completely different era of automotive history. The long hood stretching out ahead, the smooth operation of the straight-eight engine, the feel of the column-mounted shifter, and the commanding view from behind the wheel all combine to create an experience that modern vehicles simply cannot replicate. The late 1940s represented a unique period in American automotive history. Following World War II, manufacturers returned to civilian production, and cars like the Packard 8 became symbols of optimism, prosperity, and technological achievement. Owning one today is like preserving a rolling piece of that history. At $5,500, this Packard presents a remarkable value considering its originality, running condition, and historical significance. While it may need interior attention and cosmetic improvements, the car appears to offer something increasingly difficult to find, a largely untouched survivor that can still be driven and enjoyed. This is more than just an old luxury car. It is a genuine piece of post-war American history, powered by one of the most respected engines of its era and carrying the legacy of a manufacturer once considered among the finest in the world. For the enthusiast who values authenticity over perfection, this 1948 Packard 8 could be one of the most interesting opportunities on the market today. Number 6. This 1949 Plymouth Deluxe convertible, currently listed at $16,600 in Grand Rapids, Michigan, is a charming post-war American cruiser that combines classic open-top motoring with tasteful custom touches, making it an ideal vehicle for enthusiasts who appreciate originality, character, and relaxed summer driving. The late 1940s marked a period of renewed optimism in the American automobile industry. After years of wartime production, manufacturers returned to civilian vehicles with designs that emphasize comfort, style, and freedom. The 1949 Plymouth Deluxe emerged during this exciting era, offering dependable engineering and elegant styling that appealed to families and motorists across the country. Today, convertibles from this period are becoming increasingly desirable because they capture a unique moment in automotive history. Unlike the high-fin, chrome-heavy cars that would dominate the 1950s, the 1949 Plymouth still carries the smooth, flowing curves and rounded design language that defined the immediate post-war years. Its appearance is both sophisticated and understated, giving it a timeless appeal that remains attractive more than 7 decades later. Finished in an eye-catching red exterior with a matching red interior, This Plymouth makes a strong visual statement. The color combination perfectly suits the convertible body style, creating the kind of classic American look that feels right at home on scenic back roads, small-town main streets, or summer car shows. With the top folded down, the car embodies the carefree spirit of open-air motoring that made convertibles so popular in the first place. According to the seller, this example is a mild custom rather than a heavily modified build. That distinction is important because it suggests the car has been enhanced without losing the character and personality that make vintage automobiles special. Mild customs often represent the best of both worlds, preserving historical charm while incorporating upgrades that improve usability and enjoyment. One of the most notable features is the original drivetrain paired with an overdrive transmission. Maintaining the original powertrain helps preserve authenticity, while the addition of overdrive improves highway performance and cruising comfort. This setup allows the car to retain much of its factory personality while becoming more practical for modern roads. The seller also mentions a long list of upgrades, indicating that considerable attention has been given to improving and maintaining the vehicle over time. While the specifics are not detailed in the listing, such upgrades often include enhancements to reliability, safety, comfort, or appearance, all of which can significantly improve the ownership experience. The reported mileage of 300 miles is noted as a placeholder, with actual mileage unknown. This is not unusual for vehicles of this age, especially those that have changed ownership multiple times over the decades. For many classic car buyers, overall condition and maintenance history are often more important than odometer readings on vehicles from this era. As a convertible, this Plymouth offers an experience that hardtop vehicles simply cannot replicate. Driving with the top down transforms even a short trip into an event, allowing occupants to enjoy the sights, sounds, and atmosphere of the road in a way that modern enclosed vehicles rarely provide. It is exactly the kind of car designed for leisurely weekend drives, local cruise nights, and sunny afternoon adventures. The seller specifically describes it as being ready for summer cruising, a phrase that perfectly captures the vehicle's purpose. This is not a race car, a radical hot rod, or a trailer-only showpiece. Instead, it is a classic American convertible built to be enjoyed, driven, and shared with friends and family. The red interior further enhances the car's nostalgic appeal. During the late 1940s, manufacturers frequently offered bold interior color combinations that reflected the optimism of the post-war period. Matching interiors and exteriors were often viewed as luxurious and stylish, and they continue to attract attention today. What makes this Plymouth particularly appealing is its approachable nature. Some classic cars can feel intimidating due to rarity, complexity, or extreme modifications. This convertible appears to offer a more relaxed ownership experience, focusing on enjoyment rather than exclusivity. It is the kind of vehicle that encourages owners to get behind the wheel and create memories rather than simply admire it from a distance. For collectors, enthusiasts, or first-time classic car buyers, the combination of convertible styling, original drivetrain, overdrive transmission, and mild customization creates an attractive package. It represents an opportunity to own a genuine piece of American automotive history, while still benefiting from thoughtful improvements that enhance drivability. In the end, this 1949 Plymouth Deluxe convertible is much more than a vintage automobile. It is a rolling reminder of America's post-war optimism, offering classic styling, open-air freedom, and the simple joy of cruising. Whether parked at a local car show or traveling a scenic country road with the top down, it delivers the kind of timeless driving experience that keeps enthusiasts passionate about classic cars generation after generation. Number 7. This 1953 Pontiac Chieftain, currently listed at $14,500 and located in Toms River, New Jersey, is a beautifully preserved American classic that blends authentic originality with thoughtful preservation upgrades, presenting itself as a true time capsule from the early 1950s. The Pontiac Chieftain was one of General Motors' most stylish post-war sedans, designed during a period when American automakers were emphasizing bold design, chrome detailing, and long, flowing body lines. Even today, the Chieftain stands out with its distinctive front-end styling, iconic hood ornament, and smooth, rounded silhouette that captures the optimism and design language of the early 1950s. This particular example is especially notable because it is described as largely original, with just enough modernization to improve usability while preserving its vintage identity. The seller emphasizes that the car retains its original paint with a naturally aged patina, carefully smoothed and clear-coated to preserve its character. This approach allows the vehicle to maintain its historical authenticity while ensuring the finish is protected and visually appealing. Inside, the car retains its original interior, which is a rare and desirable feature for a vehicle of this age. The cabin has been lightly updated with new carpet, a new head unit with CD and MP3 capability, upgraded speakers, and a new package tray. These subtle modifications improve comfort and usability without compromising the classic feel of the interior design. Under the hood sits the original straight-eight flathead engine, paired with a hydromatic automatic transmission. The straight-eight was a hallmark of mid-century Pontiac engineering, known for its smooth, quiet operation and distinctive character. While not designed for high performance by modern standards, it delivers a relaxed and authentic driving experience that reflects the era in which it was built. The vehicle has also undergone important mechanical and electrical updates. A 12-volt conversion has been completed, significantly improving reliability, lighting performance, and compatibility with modern components. Additionally, a Pertronix electronic ignition system and a high-output flamethrower coil have been installed, enhancing starting consistency and overall engine performance. Fresh maintenance, including new spark plugs, oil change, and coolant service, further supports the car's road readiness. One of the standout aspects of this Pontiac is the attention given to preservation rather than restoration. The roof and visor have been carefully buffed, the trunk has been restored, and all chrome and stainless trim has been cleaned and polished. Importantly, the seller notes that nothing is missing from the vehicle, and all exterior lights, gauges, switches, and controls are operational, including the iconic Indian head hood ornament light. The car rides on 4 new tires mounted on chrome, smoothie wheels with new center caps, giving it a slightly updated stance while still maintaining a classic aesthetic. It also retains original rear skirts, which add to its period-correct appearance and complete the vintage look. Mechanically, the vehicle is described as running, idling, driving, shifting, and stopping as it should. The seller also notes that it starts reliably every time, which is an important detail for a nearly 73-year-old vehicle. While it does not feature modern conveniences such as power steering, power brakes, or air conditioning, this absence actually enhances its authenticity as a true mid-century driving experience. With approximately 41,800 original miles reported, this Pontiac appears to have been gently used throughout its life and carefully preserved over time. Low-mileage survivors like this are increasingly rare, especially those that remain largely original and roadworthy. The inclusion of the original owner's manual and original keys further enhances its collector appeal, providing documentation that supports its history and authenticity. A clean title in the seller's name adds additional confidence for potential buyers. At an asking price of $14,500, this 1953 Pontiac Chieftain represents an exceptional value for a well-preserved, mostly original American classic. It offers a unique combination of authenticity, drivability, and historical character that is increasingly difficult to find in today's classic car market. For enthusiasts who appreciate originality over heavy modification, this Pontiac delivers a rare opportunity to experience early 1950s American automotive design in a form that remains intact, functional, and deeply connected to its era. It is not just a vintage car. It is a rolling piece of preserved history, offering a direct link to the style, engineering, and culture of post-war America. Number 8. This 1946 Oldsmobile Model 76, currently listed at $10,000, is located in Whitinsville, Massachusetts. This Oldsmobile represents the immediate post-war era of American automotive design, a time when manufacturers were transitioning from wartime production back into civilian automobiles. The result was a generation of cars that emphasized durability, comfort, and simple mechanical engineering, and this Model 76 is a strong example of that philosophy. Finished in a classic black exterior with a tan interior, this four-door sedan carries a traditional and understated look that fits perfectly with its era. Unlike more flashy later models, this Oldsmobile focuses on simplicity and proportion, with smooth body lines and a conservative design that was typical of mid-1940s American sedans. According to the seller, this is a mostly original, stock example that has been well preserved and maintained. That level of originality is increasingly rare, as many surviving vehicles from this era have been heavily modified or restored beyond their factory configuration. One of the most appealing aspects of this Oldsmobile is its mechanical condition. The flathead six-cylinder engine is reported to run very well and was rebuilt approximately 50,000 miles ago. Flathead engines are known for their simplicity and reliability, and they played an important role in the development of early American automotive engineering. Paired with an automatic transmission, this car offers a surprisingly easy driving experience for its time period. Automatic transmissions were still relatively new in the mid-1940s, and having one in a post-war sedan like this adds a level of convenience that many vintage vehicles do not possess. The seller emphasizes that the transmission shifts smoothly, which is an important detail for a vehicle of this age. Smooth shifting indicates that the drivetrain has been maintained and is still operating within expected performance standards. One of the standout features of this listing is the level of mechanical maintenance already completed. The car has received new kingpins, shocks, brakes, a water pump, and a fuel pump. These components are critical to both safety and drivability, and having them replaced helps ensure that the vehicle remains reliable on the road. Another notable detail is that all gauges are functional, including the original clock. While this may seem minor, it adds to the authenticity and charm of the car, preserving the original driving experience as much as possible. The exterior condition is described as very good, especially considering the vehicle is nearly 80 years old. The seller also mentions new radial wide white wall tires, which not only improve drivability, but also enhance the period-correct appearance of the car. With approximately 45,000 miles on the odometer, this Oldsmobile appears to have been driven and maintained over time rather than left and used or forgotten. That kind of consistent use often contributes to better mechanical condition compared to vehicles that sit idle for long periods. What makes this Model 76 especially appealing is its balance between originality and usability. It has not been heavily modified, yet has received enough maintenance to remain roadworthy and enjoyable for modern driving conditions. Imagine taking this Oldsmobile out on a quiet road. The Flathead 6 delivers a steady, unhurried pace. The suspension feels soft and comfortable, and the cabin surrounds you with the simplicity of mid-1940s design. It is not about speed or technology, it is about experience, nostalgia, and the feeling of stepping back in time. The seller confidently states that anyone who drives it would want to buy it, and that reflects the emotional appeal of well-preserved vintage vehicles. They are not just transportation. They are time capsules that preserve a specific moment in automotive history. At $10,000, this 1946 Oldsmobile Model 76 offers an accessible entry into pre-1950s American motoring. It combines originality, mechanical soundness, and classic post-war styling in a package that is both usable and historically significant. This is more than just an old sedan. It is a surviving example of early American automotive craftsmanship, preserved in a way that still allows it to be driven and enjoyed today. Number 9. This 1935 Ford Tudor, currently listed at $25,000, is located in Akron, Ohio. The mid-1930s were a defining era for Ford design, and the 1935 Tudor sedan remains one of the most recognizable pre-war body styles ever produced. With its rounded fenders, tall stance, and classic two-door sedan proportions, it represents a time when automobiles were transitioning into more refined and modern shapes while still retaining their early mechanical simplicity. This particular 1935 Ford Tudor presents itself as a clean, well-preserved hot rod-style build finished in burgundy, both inside and out. The matching color scheme gives the car a unified, vintage appearance that feels warm, classic, and intentionally period-inspired. Burgundy was a popular choice among restorers and custom builders because it enhances the car's curves and highlights its pre-war styling details. Under the hood sits a Chevrolet 350 V8 engine, one of the most widely used and respected small block engines in the hot rod world. Known for its reliability, simplicity, and strong aftermarket support, the 350 has powered countless custom builds over the decades. In a lightweight pre-war Ford body like this, it provides a significant upgrade in performance compared to the original engine the car would have had in 1935. The seller notes that the car runs and rides as it should, with no current mechanical issues. That simple statement is important in the world of vintage hot rods, where drivability often matters just as much as appearance. A classic car that starts easily, runs smoothly, and can be enjoyed on the road immediately is always more desirable than a project that still needs extensive work. This particular Ford Tudor sedan, 1935 Ford Tudor, is described as having very low mileage and being overall clean, suggesting it has been carefully maintained and not heavily abused. While the exact details of the build history are limited, the overall presentation indicates a vehicle intended for cruising rather than restoration. Imagine walking into a garage and seeing this 1935 Ford sitting under soft light. The burgundy paint reflects gently off its curved fenders, and the compact two-door sedan body gives it a strong, classic presence. It's the kind of car that instantly transports you back to an earlier era of American motoring, when driving was simpler, slower, and more mechanical. Turn the key, and the Chevrolet 350 V8 comes to life with a familiar, steady rumble. There's no modern refinement or electronic interference, just raw mechanical sound and vibration. Put into gear, and the car moves out with the kind of straightforward confidence that makes traditional hot rods so enjoyable to drive. One of the key appeals of a build like this is the balance between vintage aesthetics and modern usability. While the body and styling remained firmly rooted in the 1930s, the upgraded drivetrain ensures that the car is far more capable on today's roads than it ever was in its original configuration. Driving a car like this is less about speed and more about experience. It's about feeling connected to the road, hearing the engine respond directly to your inputs, and enjoying the attention that a well-built classic naturally attracts wherever it goes. At an asking price of $25,000, this Ford Tudor offers an accessible entry point into the world of pre-war hot rods. Considering the popularity of small block Chevy swaps and the timeless appeal of 1930s Ford bodies, it represents a combination that has been a cornerstone of American custom car culture for decades. In the end, this 1935 Ford Tudor is more than just a vintage sedan with an engine swap. It's a representation of how classic American cars continue to evolve while still honoring their original character. Whether used for weekend cruising, car shows, or simply enjoyed as a piece of automotive history, this Ford carries the spirit of early hot rod culture into the modern era. Number 10. This 1950 Plymouth Special Deluxe, currently listed at $8,500, is located in Lincoln, Delaware. This classic Plymouth represents a well-preserved example of early post-war American automotive design, when manufacturers were focused on durability, simplicity, and elegant but conservative styling. The 1950 Special Deluxe is part of a generation of vehicles that helped rebuild the American automotive industry after World War II, and it remains a respected name among vintage car enthusiasts today. Finished in blue, this sedan carries the clean and rounded design language of the era, with smooth body lines and understated chrome accents. It is not an over-restored showpiece, but rather an honest, mostly original classic that has been maintained and lightly updated to remain roadworthy and reliable. Under the hood, it is powered by the original flathead six-cylinder engine, paired with a 3-on-the-tree column-shift automatic transmission setup. This combination was extremely common in early 1950s American cars and is known for its simplicity and smooth, relaxed driving character. It reflects a time when cars were built more for steady cruising than performance. According to the seller, several important mechanical updates have already been completed. The carburetor and fuel pump have been rebuilt, and the braking system has been refreshed with new brakes and wheel cylinders. These are critical systems for safety and drivability, and their updates suggest the car is not just a static collectible, but a functional driver. The seller also notes that the vehicle runs and drives perfectly, which is a strong statement for a classic of this age. In addition, the car has received a new battery and sits on new wheels and tires, with the original wheels included as well. That adds flexibility for future restoration decisions, allowing the next owner to choose between originality and updated usability. One of the standout features of this Plymouth is its originality. The interior is described as being in great condition and largely untouched, which is increasingly rare for early 1950s vehicles. Many cars from this era have been heavily modified or completely restored, so finding one that still retains its factory character is a notable advantage for collectors. The vehicle also retains its original 6-volt negative ground electrical system. While modern conversions to 12 volts are common, maintaining the original system preserves authenticity and provides a more traditional vintage driving experience. With approximately 56,349 miles reported, this special deluxe appears to have been gently used throughout its life. As with many classic cars, exact mileage is less important than condition and maintenance history, both of which appear favorable in this case. The seller mentions that the car has won several car show trophies, suggesting it has already been recognized within the local classic car community. That adds a layer of credibility and interest, as it indicates the vehicle has been appreciated by other enthusiasts. Another notable detail is that the car comes with a clean title in hand and is currently registered through 2027, which is a major advantage for any buyer looking to avoid paperwork complications or delays in enjoying the vehicle. The seller is also open to trades, specifically for a newer 4-door pickup truck or a Harley-Davidson motorcycle of equal value, or a cash difference arrangement. This flexibility may appeal to buyers looking to negotiate beyond a straight cash purchase. Driving a 1950 Plymouth Special Deluxe is about simplicity and nostalgia. The Flathead 6 engine delivers a calm, steady driving experience, while the manual column shift and soft suspension reflect a time when comfort and ease of use were the priorities of American automotive design. This Plymouth is not a high-performance machine, nor is it a heavily modified hot rod. Instead, it represents something increasingly rare, a largely original, well-maintained early 1950s sedan that can still be driven and enjoyed today. At $8,500, this 1950 Plymouth Special Deluxe offers a balanced combination of originality, usability, and classic charm. It stands as a reminder of an era when cars were built to last, designed with simplicity in mind, and appreciated for their quiet, dependable character on the open road. Number 11. This 1947 Ford Super 8, currently listed at $9,900 in Butler, Pennsylvania, is a budget-friendly classic that blends post-war Ford styling with a swap V8 drivetrain and basic modern convenience upgrades, creating an old-school cruiser with everyday drivability. The 1947 Ford represents the immediate post-war era of American automotive design, a time when manufacturers were transitioning back into civilian production with refined but still traditional styling. These cars are known for their rounded body lines, upright stance, and simple mechanical layout, all of which made them dependable and easy to maintain for their time. Today, they are appreciated for their vintage charm and strong foundation for customization. This particular example appears to have been modified for improved performance and drivability rather than restored to strict originality. Under the hood, it is equipped with a Pontiac 400 cubic inch V8 engine, a well-known powerhouse from the muscle car era. This engine swap significantly increases performance compared to the original factory setup, giving the Ford much stronger acceleration and highway capability than it would have had in 1947. The engine is paired with an automatic transmission, which simplifies driving and makes the vehicle more accessible for casual cruising. This combination transforms the Ford from a purely vintage driving experience into something that can comfortably operate in modern traffic conditions while still retaining its classic appearance. In terms of drivability upgrades, the car features power brakes and power steering. These are important modifications for a vehicle of this age, as original 1940s steering and braking systems require significantly more effort from the driver. Power-assisted systems greatly improve control, safety, and overall comfort, making the car much easier to handle in everyday use. The exterior is finished in blue, which complements the Ford's smooth, rounded body design. Blue is a fitting color for post-war vehicles, often associated with calm, traditional styling choices from the late 1940s. The matching blue interior continues this theme, creating a unified and period-inspired appearance that reinforces the car's vintage character. While the listing does not mention air conditioning, it does clearly state that the car does not have AIC, which is common for vehicles of this era and aligns with its more traditional cruising nature. This suggests the car is best suited for fair-weather driving, weekend cruises, and classic car gatherings rather than year-round daily use. One of the key characteristics of this Ford is its straightforward, functional build approach. It does not appear to be a highly detailed show car or a heavily engineered restomod, but rather a practical classic with a strong engine swap and essential comfort upgrades. This makes it particularly appealing to enthusiasts who want vintage style without the complexity or cost of a full high-end restoration. At under $10,000, this vehicle also sits in an accessible price range for a running V8 powered classic. Many cars from this era, especially those with engine swaps and driving upgrades, are often priced significantly higher. This makes it an interesting entry point for someone looking to get into the classic car hobby without a large initial investment. Cars like this 1947 Ford Super 8 often appeal to drivers who value character over perfection. It carries the unmistakable look of a late 1940s American sedan, but delivers a more modern and powerful driving feel thanks to its upgraded drivetrain and steering components. In the end, this 1947 Ford Super 8 is more than just an old post-war sedan. It is a simple V8 swap cruiser that combines vintage Ford styling with improved performance and drivability, offering an affordable way to experience classic American motoring with added power and ease of use. Number 12. This 1941 Cadillac convertible, currently listed at $39,500 and located in Asbury Park, New Jersey, is a striking pre-war luxury classic that combines timeless American elegance, partial restoration work, and a unique piece of Hollywood history. The 1941 Cadillac represents one of the final and most refined expressions of pre-war American luxury design. Built during an era when Cadillac was considered the pinnacle of automotive prestige, this convertible showcases the long, flowing body lines, prominent chrome detailing, and graceful proportions that defined high-end automobiles of the early 1940s. Even today, its design communicates sophistication, status, and classic American craftsmanship. Finished in an off-white exterior with a bold red interior, this Cadillac carries a color combination that enhances its dramatic and upscale presence. The contrast between the soft exterior tone and the rich interior red creates a visually striking aesthetic that feels both vintage and theatrical, perfectly suited for a luxury convertible of this era. One of the most notable aspects of this vehicle is its connection to film history. According to the seller, this Cadillac appeared in the 1992 movie Malcolm X, starring Denzel Washington. This adds an additional layer of cultural significance, transforming the car from a classic automobile into a documented piece of cinematic history. Vehicles with verified film appearances often hold special appeal among collectors and enthusiasts due to their uniqueness and storytelling value. Under the hood, the car remains mechanically authentic to its era, featuring a manual transmission and traditional Cadillac engineering. While performance figures from this period are modest by modern standards, the focus of this Cadillac is not speed. It is smooth, elegant cruising and refined road presence. Driving a pre-war Cadillac convertible is about experiencing the sensation of early luxury motoring, where comfort, style, and presence were more important than acceleration. The seller describes the vehicle as running like a dream, suggesting that it remains in good operational condition despite its age. It is also noted as mostly original with some restoration work, indicating a balance between preservation and refurbishment. This approach is often preferred by collectors who value authenticity while still appreciating mechanical reliability. Inside, the red interior is highlighted as beautiful, reinforcing the Cadillac's luxury identity. Cadillac interiors of the early 1940s were known for their spacious layouts, premium materials, and attention to detail, designed to provide passengers with a sense of comfort and prestige that few other manufacturers could match at the time. With approximately 14,569 miles reported, the vehicle appears to have relatively low usage, although exact mileage accuracy for vehicles of this age is often difficult to verify. Regardless, the overall presentation suggests a well-maintained classic that has been preserved rather than heavily worn. One of the key selling points emphasized by the seller is value. They note that the asking price is approximately half of what a fully restored 1941 Cadillac convertible typically commands. This positions the vehicle as an attractive entry point into pre-war Cadillac ownership, especially for collectors who want a drivable example without paying top-tier restoration prices. At an asking price of $39,500, this Cadillac occupies a desirable niche in the classic luxury market. It offers historical significance, partial restoration, strong visual appeal, and even a connection to Hollywood film production, all within a single package. For enthusiasts and collectors, this 1941 Cadillac convertible represents more than just a vintage car. It is a rolling symbol of American luxury from the early 20th century, enhanced by cultural history and preserved craftsmanship. It stands as a reminder of an era when Cadillac defined the standard for prestige automobiles, and when convertibles like this embodied freedom, elegance, and status on the open road. Number 13. This 1934 Chevrolet three-window coupe, currently listed at $54,900, is located at a dealership in Fraser, Michigan. This is a modern Restomod interpretation of one of the most iconic pre-war American coupe designs. The 1934 Chevrolet three-window body style has long been admired for its compact proportions, rounded fenders, and timeless hot rod silhouette. In this build, that classic shape has been preserved, but everything underneath has been re-engineered for comfort, reliability, and modern performance. Finished in a pearl white exterior with custom accent graphics, this coupe has a show-quality appearance that immediately stands out. The paintwork and body presentation are clearly designed to attract attention at car shows, cruise nights, and collector events. According to the seller, the body is in excellent condition with no stress cracks, which is especially important for fiberglass body builds. Under the hood sits a 350 cubic inch Chevrolet V8 engine, one of the most widely used and trusted power plants in the hot rod and Restomod world. Known for its strong aftermarket support and reliable performance, the 350 V8 provides the foundation for a smooth and powerful driving experience. The engine is paired with a Brawler carburetor, Edelbrock aluminum intake, HEI ignition system, and a number of chrome and billet components including valve covers, alternator, and air cleaner. These upgrades not only improve performance, but also enhance the visual presentation when the hood is opened. Power is delivered through an automatic transmission, making the car easy to drive in a variety of conditions. This setup allows the driver to enjoy the performance of a classic V8 without the demands of a manual gearbox, which is especially appealing in a show-oriented Restomod like this. One of the most important upgrades on this vehicle is the Mustang two-front suspension system paired with rack and pinion steering. This combination significantly improves handling, steering precision, and overall road comfort compared to the original 1930 suspension design. Coil-over adjustable shocks further enhance ride quality and allow for tuning based on driving preference. At the rear, a Ford differential helps manage power delivery while maintaining durability. Front power disc brakes add modern stopping capability, which is a critical upgrade for a vehicle with this level of performance and weight distribution. Comfort and convenience features are also a major focus of this build. The car is equipped with air conditioning, power windows, power remote doors, and a power trunk system operated by key fob. These features transform what would traditionally be a purely mechanical hot rod into a more user-friendly cruiser suitable for regular enjoyment. Inside, the custom interior by airline glass and upholstery features reclining bucket seats, a tilt steering column, an overhead console with radio, and a leather-wrapped billet steering wheel. The cabin blends vintage-inspired styling with modern comfort and usability. The vehicle also includes VDO gauges, a finished trunk area, LED lighting, and a third brake light, all contributing to a complete and thoughtfully executed build. The use of staggered 15-inch and 16-inch American torque thrust wheels further reinforces its classic hot rod aesthetic while supporting modern radial tires for improved drivability. According to the listing, this Chevrolet has a history in both California and Tennessee, suggesting it has been enjoyed in multiple climates and likely maintained as a show or collector vehicle. The seller emphasizes that it is a turnkey cruiser, ready to be driven immediately without additional work required. What makes this coupe particularly appealing is the balance between traditional hot rod styling and modern engineering. It retains the unmistakable look of a 1930s Chevrolet coupe, but underneath it behaves much more like a contemporary performance cruiser with power steering, air conditioning, and upgraded suspension. Imagine arriving at a car show in this vehicle. The pearl paint reflects the light. The stance sits perfectly over staggered wheels, and the sound of the V8 immediately signals its presence. It is the kind of car that draws attention not only for its appearance, but also for its completeness and level of refinement. At $54,900, this 1934 Chevrolet three-window coupe represents a fully built restomod designed for comfort, style, and usability. It is not a project or a partial build. It is a finished, turnkey classic that blends vintage American design with modern driving technology. This is more than a hot rod. It is a fully realized interpretation of a classic coupe built to be enjoyed on the road while honoring one of the most iconic body styles in automotive history. Number 14. This 1941 Chevrolet Master Deluxe Coupe, currently listed at $28,500, is located in Rockville, Maryland. The early 1940s represent one of the most elegant design eras in American automotive history, and the 1941 Chevrolet Master Deluxe Coupe is a perfect example of that pre-war craftsmanship. With its rounded body lines, long hood, and graceful proportions, it reflects a time when cars were built with a strong focus on style and presence rather than pure performance. This particular coupe takes that classic foundation and transforms it into a fully upgraded restomod built for modern driving enjoyment. Finished in burgundy with a gray interior, the car maintains a vintage appearance while incorporating significant performance and comfort enhancements that make it far more capable than it was in its original form. At the heart of this build is a 383-stroker V8 engine equipped with a Wien supercharger. That combination dramatically changes the personality of the car. The 383-stroker is already known for its strong torque and aggressive power delivery, and the addition of a supercharger takes performance to an entirely different level. The result is a classic-looking coupe with the heart of a serious performance machine. Backing the engine is a 350 automatic transmission with a shift kit designed to provide firmer, more responsive gear changes. This setup gives the car a more engaging driving feel compared to a standard automatic, while still maintaining ease of use in everyday cruising conditions. Power is sent to a Ford 9-inch rear differential, one of the most respected and durable rear ends in the performance world. Known for handling high horsepower reliably, the Ford 9-inch is a common upgrade in hot rods and muscle cars because of its strength and long-term dependability. This particular Chevrolet Master Deluxe Coupe, 1941 Chevrolet Deluxe Coupe, also features several modern drivability upgrades that significantly improve comfort and control. Rack and pinion power steering makes maneuvering the vehicle much easier, especially at low speeds, while four-wheel disc brakes provide strong, reliable stopping power compared to the original braking systems from the 1940s. Air conditioning is another notable addition. While early 1940s cars were never designed with climate control in mind, this upgrade allows the coupe to be enjoyed comfortably even in hot weather, making it more practical for regular driving and long weekend cruises. The seller notes that the car is an older restoration, which often means it has been built and enjoyed over time, rather than freshly completed. This can give the vehicle a more lived-in character, reflecting years of use and enjoyment, rather than being a newly finished showpiece. Imagine approaching this Chevrolet on a quiet evening. The burgundy paint reflects softly under ambient light, while the coupe's flowing pre-war body lines give it an unmistakable sense of elegance. It looks like a piece of history, but one that has been carefully modernized to deliver serious performance beneath its vintage exterior. Turn the key, and the supercharged 383 comes alive with a deep mechanical roar. The sound immediately sets this car apart from traditional classics. Instead of a mild vintage idol, you hear a performance-built engine ready to move the car with authority. As you drive, the combination of power steering, automatic transmission, and upgraded brakes makes the experience smooth, controlled, and surprisingly approachable for a car of its age and style. What makes builds like this especially appealing is the balance they strike between two worlds. On one hand, you have the unmistakable charm of a 1941 Chevrolet coupe, its curves, proportions, and timeless design. On the other, you have modern engineering upgrades that make it far more enjoyable and usable in today's driving conditions. At an asking price of $28,500, this Chevrolet offers a compelling combination of vintage, styling, and significant mechanical enhancement. Building a similar Restomod from scratch would typically require a substantial investment in parts, labor, and fabrication, making completed examples like this particularly attractive to enthusiasts. In the end, this 1941 Chevrolet Master Deluxe Coupe is more than just a classic car with upgrades. It represents the evolution of hot rodding culture, where timeless American design meets modern performance engineering. Whether enjoyed as a weekend cruiser, a show car, or a spirited driver on open roads, this coupe delivers a unique blend of history, power, and personality that continues to define the appeal of classic American Restomods. Number 15. This 1950 Oldsmobile 88, currently listed for $1,000 as Reggie or offer, is located in Deer Park, New York. This listing represents one of the most interesting types of finds in the classic car world. A partially complete early American performance sedan being offered at an extremely low entry price. The 1950 Oldsmobile 88 is a historically significant model, widely recognized as one of the cars that helped define the early American muscle car era. When it first appeared, the Oldsmobile 88 was known for combining a relatively lightweight body with a powerful V8 engine, a formula that would later influence the development of true performance cars in the 1950s and 1960s. Because of that, even project versions like this continue to attract attention from builders, restorers, and hot rod enthusiasts. According to the seller, this vehicle still retains its original engine block, along with additional parts stored in crates and in the trunk. That alone is an important detail, as originality and completeness significantly increase the potential value of a restoration project. The condition notes suggest a mixed but promising foundation. The chassis is described as solid, and the floors are also reported to be in good condition. In the world of classic car restoration, structural integrity is often the most critical factor, because mechanical and cosmetic issues can be repaired, but major rust damage can make a project extremely difficult or even impractical. Inside, the car still retains its original seats, steering wheel, and dashboard, which adds to its authenticity and historical value. These interior components are often the first items lost or replaced in older vehicles, so their survival makes this Oldsmobile more appealing as a restoration candidate. The seller notes that the headliner needs replacement, which is a relatively minor interior restoration task compared to more extensive structural or mechanical work. However, the vehicle overall is clearly in project condition and will require significant effort before it can return to roadworthy status. Another important detail is that registration paperwork is available. Having documentation, even in basic form, can make a major difference when it comes time to retitle or register a vintage vehicle, depending on local regulations. What makes this Oldsmobile 88 especially interesting is its historical role. The Rocket 88 nameplate is often credited as one of the earliest examples of a true high-performance American sedan. It helped establish the foundation for the muscle car movement by pairing a strong V8 engine with a relatively light chassis for its time. This particular example appears to be a restoration project rather than a driver, but it offers a strong base for someone willing to invest time and effort. With crates of parts included and a solid structural foundation, it provides more starting material than many similarly priced project cars. At just $1,000, this 1950 Oldsmobile 88 is positioned at the very bottom of the classic car market, making it accessible to hobbyists, restorers, or builders looking for a long-term project. While it is far from ready to drive, its combination of originality, completeness, and historical significance gives it real potential. This is not a finished classic. It is the beginning of one. For the right enthusiast, it represents an opportunity to revive a historically important American sedan and bring it back to life piece by piece, preserving a small but meaningful part of automotive history.